Welcome to another episode of Hardcore Minecraft Deep Dives, the series in which we examine, explore, and explain the game of Minecraft. Today's episode we're going to take a closer look at the humble sapling. Joining us today for the first time is Steven. He will be with us throughout this series as well, helping as much as he can. Before getting into things, I needed a few saplings I had not run across, one being the pale oak sapling. But along the way, I ran into a problem. Okay, I don't know why this is happening. I'm not even in the middle. I'm in the middle of nowhere. And this bear is attacking me for no reason other than, I don't know. Hold up. I am not dying on a new episode. I'm not doing that. Where did you come from? Luckily, that was the only issue I had, and we made our way to the Pale Oak Forest. A little hard to find.
Oh, there it is. You see it within the trees.
Love this new biome. How do I get on top of your lovely tree canopy? Excuse, may I make this jump? Ooh. But now we're back home. Let's see how Steven's done on the wood cutting. Ooh. Hey, it's not bad. Not bad at all, Steven. What you got? Oh, very nice. Oh, and you ran into a raid party? I have gone ahead and gathered what the Minecraft world and Minecraft as a group considers to be saplings. The other ones are a little bit of a branch off, but here we go. We got the spruce, we've got the dark oak, we've got the birch sapling, the acacia sapling, the cherry sapling, the pale oak sapling, the jungle sapling, and the oak sapling. That's a lot of saplings. Anyway, we have honorable mentions here: the flowering azalea, along with its counterpart, the azalea, the bamboo stalks, and the mangrove propagule, or I don't know how to pronounce it, but that's how we're going to do it. I would classify a sapling as kind of like tree seeds. You got to plant them and wait for the tree to grow. And you'll see that there's no new tree here, and there's no new tree here. If you don't replant with these saplings, you will have to travel further and further away for more trees and more saplings. I need to go to a bed. So you want to replant your world. You can put these wherever. They grow on grass blocks, dirt blocks, mud, tilled soil, all those other things. They won't grow on gravel or sand or stone of any kind. And they won't just grow in the air. I can't place it on leaves. I can't place it on wood. Gotta have something to grow its roots on. I have a texture pack on that shows this, but Minecraft's normal texture pack will not. It's kind of like a hidden feature. They will have 2 stages before they grow into a giant tree. Not giant tree, but just a tree. So they'll have their normal sapling part here, but then they'll have a stage 2 where they grow into like this adolescent teenage stage, and then they grow into the big trees. Just a little tidbit of information that you may not have asked for, but I give to you anyways because I'm nice like that. How lovely. And you can do this with all the other trees. I personally don't really mind replanting, but I also find it very tedious, so I typically gather a bunch of saplings and make my own little farms, so I don't have to worry about replanting them exactly where they grew in the first place. Because they're not going to grow the same way every single time, This is one type of oak tree, but you've also got this little, short, stubby little oak tree, but you've also got that big old oak tree over there. Birch saplings are pretty similar most of the time. There are some giant birch trees. And there are some trees in the world that you can't grow yourself. So if you find yourself a swamp, I don't think there's one near here, so it'll be a trek to show you. You know what? I will. You know what? I will. It's worth it. These trees are one of them, the ones that you can't replant and regrow. The tall birch tree. You can still achieve this effect by planting a tree high up and then filling in the rest of the air blocks with birch logs. But you can't naturally form these trees again. Oh. Oh no. Well, you might want to check the forest later. See if your forest is burning down. Oh, these beautiful trees that I can't replant. Oh, gotta save it. I gotta save it. One of the other trees you can't naturally grow by planting a sapling are these little bushes that you'll find in jungles. They're just right on the ground. They help create the jungle into a nice overgrown area. And by planting just a jungle sapling, you will never grow one of these. You'll always grow one of these small ones here, or if you do a 2x2, one of those big ones there. Oh, hello, there's an ocelot over there. These lovely oak trees here with the vines. Two things. Number one, you can't grow an oak tree with automatic vines on it. They don't naturally spawn when you plant an oak sapling. Secondly, if I just take my oak saplings here and try to plant them on this dirt, they will not stay planted under the water. So the fact that these grew under the water and into a tree is very natural, and you cannot recreate these unless you build all of these. You can build yourself if you put in the effort to make them. Then yes, you can rebuild these yourself if you'd like, but just by planting a sapling you cannot. Fallen down trees, there's ones in that I've seen so far, oak and birch. Just by planting an oak or birch sapling, you will not spawn one of these fallen down already trees, especially ones with mushrooms on the top. I did forget about one more. At the very beginning of the episode, we were in a pale oak forest, and they had a lot of growing vines and hanging vines from those trees. If you grow a pale oak tree normally, it will not have those. The drop rates for trees varies slightly. So you have the normal 5% for most saplings to drop, whether you're breaking it with your fist, a tool, just having them despawn automatically once they're not touching any wood. And it will provide saplings with a 5% drop rate. For jungle saplings, it's actually 2.5. It's a lot less, so it's a little bit harder to maintain a jungle forest than it would be to maintain any of the other forests. To increase this rate, I will introduce to you the Fortune 2. Hitting these leaves with Fortune 2 increases your chance of getting wheat seeds from grass, apparently. But Fortune 1 will increase your odds to 6.25% for normal saplings and 2.75% for jungle. The one I'm using now is Fortune 2. I don't know why I'm wasting it, but I am for this purpose. I'll stop. Stop. It's pointless, and I'm going to waste my Fortune 2. Fortune 2 will get you 8.33% for normal saplings, 3.125% for jungle saplings. Fortune 3 increases it even more to 10% for normal saplings and 4.17% for jungle saplings. Yes, boring maths. Isn't that great? So saplings also have a chance to appear in chests of villages, as well as all the other goodies that villages come with. So in this chest, we've got 4 spruce saplings. Other places you can find saplings are village flower pots. The bonus chest, if you start your world with one. And woodland mansions will also have saplings as well. If we ever run into a wandering trader sometime during our adventure here, we have a chance of finding saplings that way as well. they will trade you a sapling for 5 emeralds. So if you had emeralds, you'd be able to trade them for a sapling that you may not be able to find normally through just exploring around. Luckily, I have found all of mine, so I am very fortunate. And I've traveled long and treacherous journeys and been attacked by wildlife more times than I would like to admit. This is a flower pot. It's very cute. It has a little bit of dirt on the inside. And I am pretty sure, but I'm going to test it just in case I'm wrong. I'm pretty sure every single one of these saplings can fit in this cute little flower pot. Not at the same time, but just one at a time. Dark oak. Oh, very pretty. Do I have to hit it with the... Okay, alright. There's the acacia sapling. Here's our jungle sapling, very nice, and our birch sapling. So those all fit in here. I'm guessing the rest of these will as well. Oh, that's cute. It's like a little tree. Oh, that's adorable. Oh, and look at that. You could have your own bonsai tree kind of thing. That looks nice. Yeah. Yeah. There's that. There's that one. The Propagule. Oh, that's cute. I like that. I'm just showcasing flower pots now. There's the spruce. There's the flowering azalea. There's the oak, of course. And the pale oak, if you want your tree to look like it's dying. Well, that's very cool. All the saplings can fit in a flower pot, used for decorations. Another way to use these as decorations just by themselves is if you grab some string, you can put your sapling down and halt it from growing at all with the string on top. And so this will never grow into a beautiful oak tree because of that string. I do want to test this with the mangrove trees because the mangroves don't grow directly where their sapling is. So if we put this here, it should still grow, but we will have to check it at the end of the video and see if it does. Everything else, I believe, will be stumped by the tree string. Either this string is not stopping the sapling from growing, or it can grow into the second stage because it's still, in Minecraft terms, a sapling. I'm just seeing the second stage because of my texture pack. We will have to see. Are there any others that I think will not be able to be stumped by string? Well, we gotta test all this stuff anyway. Otherwise, it's not a deep dive now, is it? Is it, Steven? What have you been doing exactly, except standing there with your bucket of saplings? Huh? Make yourself useful and do something, dude. I mean, yes, you did. Yes, I know. You did tear down the rest of the trees. That is nice. Thank you very much for that. Let's go over a few more statistics here just to cover all my sapling bases. If you plant a tree, this works for oak trees, birch trees, and cherry trees. They will have a 5% chance to spawn a beehive if they're grown within 2 blocks of flowers. Now that will include, do I have any little petal flowers? Well, I have a poppy, but I don't think I have any flowers. Like the little, we've seen them before. Can I spot any from here? No, not in this spruce forest. We're only getting leaf piles out here. But these will all grow as well. And let's test out some other trees here. We'll put this there. There are some trees that can grow in 2x2s only, like this pale oak tree and this dark oak tree. Some of them you have options, like the jungle forest can grow in a 2x2 or as a singular jungle forest. Bamboo is kind of odd. You kind of just plant it and it grows straight up, no matter how many of them you plant. The acacia sapling's kind of fun. That one it grows out, up and then out, which is very fun. These ones, the azaleas and the flowering azaleas, I will plant these here, and you will see that they will not grow anything. But in order to grow these, you hit them with some bone meal. Mangrove Propagules are actually the only tree sapling that you can place in the water. That might not be true. I'm gonna need you guys. Science! Science! Eh, eh, eh. Oh, it's so far down. There we go. Just gonna safely make our way down and then struggle to go back up later. Oh, lag spike. It happens. I have an old computer. Ah, yep, nope, you can't place those, but you can place these. Propagules can be placed under the water, which is surprising because you'd think that you'd be able to make the swamp oak trees that way, but nope, apparently not. Just the mangrove trees. So the string on top of the mangrove propagule will stop it from growing completely. String will actually pretty strong when it comes to stopping trees from growing. Fun thing about these mangrove propagules is that they can act as flowers as well. So their interaction with bees is actually kind of cool. And these can grow beehives without being next to the little flowers. Another interesting fact about the mangrove propagule is that it needs to be bone mealed underneath a leaf. It doesn't actually drop from the leaves themselves. They grow underneath them, so you can actually use bone meal to grow yourself some more of these propagule-like flowery things. The other optional 2x2 trees I forgot are the spruce saplings, so you can place them like this and grow some pretty tall trees. Now there is a rumor, I don't know if it's true or not, that one of the corners of that assembly there will make it not grow if something is placed there, including string and stuff like that, but it's not above a sapling, it's just not there. So we're going to do a little test. We're going to place a bunch of these over here. But there's 4 corners, so we're going to have another one. We'll have one here. Then we'll take... I don't know about wood. We'll have to check the wood as well. Because apparently wood makes it so that it can grow. We will take pumpkins just as a filler block. And we'll put one in this corner, one in this corner, another one in this bottom corner, and another one in this in this other bottom corner. Now one of these won't grow. Either that or all of them will grow, and then the myth would be busted. And we move on. I gotta cut down these trees. It's gonna get really chaotic if everything just starts spawning and it looks absolutely terrible when there's just all these different trees. The 2x2 spruce, I forgot to mention, will create this, I believe this is podzol kind of circle around it. So you can slowly grow your land into podzol land, and the grass won't overtake and the podzol won't overtake the grass. We can cover a bit more about the furnace and what they can do here. Each sapling can be used as furnace fuel, including these bamboos. So if you put items in this furnace and you fuel it with, saplings, each sapling will smelt half of an item in a normal furnace. Other furnaces, different speeds and whatnot. As you can see, this will make one of these charcoals. If you use bamboo, however, one of the other saplings that I'm covering in this episode a little tiny bit, we're going to expand a bit more on it in its own episode. But for now, you can cover this part. You'll need 4 of them because each bamboo only smelts a quarter of an item from this basic furnace. Ta-da! Now I have charcoal to use. Ooh, the cherry blossom tree grew, and the oak tree grew. Did we get any little buzzy beehives? Nope, our luck is not with us today. Doesn't appear that this is going to grow. I've tried bone mealing it. It doesn't look like it. So if you place something on the northwest corner of a 2x2 tree, it will not grow, which confirms my theory. I just didn't know which one it was. That's fantastic. Now to test the other theories. So we have our different woods here. And I'm thinking, obviously, we have to take out this one so we can have saplings underneath. But apparently, according to the Minecraft Wikipedia page, tree logs and leaves, but I don't have shears, so we're just going to test this with logs. At any height, maybe even orientation, will not impede the growth of a sapling. And I want to know if that's true. Yeah, that looks good for a little test thing here. We'll leave these here. I want to cut down a bunch more trees and get some more wood going. Despite having wood up there and this whole thing covered in a bunch of leaves and the wood that I placed, these 3 should still grow. You know, I'm thinking, and I think maybe the other trees are messing with my data. I've built a staircase down to the water. I've planted and farmed some of these big, giant mangrove trees. What else did I do? Caught some fish. Yeah, I think taking the successful ones down might help the data. I don't know. There's not a common thing. I thought initially it was these sideways logs were messing with it, but this one doesn't even have single sideways log. Okay, I barely started cutting this thing down and that one grew. So I have no idea. It's something about proximity or something. I mean, it's been sitting there not growing, and then all of a sudden I'm doing work around it and it's growing. That's not helping my data. With these 2, I think it is that they have a block directly above them. And that is stopping them from growing because that block is not light level 9 or higher. That block technically is light level 0. And these saplings need a light level of 9 or higher on the block above them to grow. And so that means that this tree will not grow. Whereas, I just go ahead and take this, put that on there, take this one, put that on here. These 2 should now grow. Oh, there you have it, folks. The trees have grown with the blocks of wood inside. Could make for some really cool looking trees, to be honest with you. If you figured out how to do it. Yeah, it's pretty cool. That one's got that one on there. That's nice. And so the theory would be that you could do this with all the trees, as long as you don't put a block directly above the sapling. and you're good to go. So, now you are all caught up on saplings, what they are, what they can do, and different things that they are useful for, and also the boring statistics. That will be the end of this episode. Thank you for watching. Hope you learned something. I'll see you next time.